Greetings everyone, and thanks for tuning in for this paranormal pit stop. Tonight, we'll be exploring a prominent historic estate property located off of Rue Notre Dame out of Montebello in Quebec, Canada, that acts as one of the most cherished historic landmarks in the region surrounding La Petite-Nation and the Ottawa River. Rumored to harbor a number of ghostly infestations tied to its lengthy past. Are you sure you're ready to brave the history and hauntings of the Manoir Papineau National Historic Site? Historically, this aged abode was first constructed from 1848 to 1850 under politician, lawyer, and landlord of the Seigneurie de la Petite-Nation, one Louis-Joseph Papineau, who chose a desirable plot overlooking the Ottawa at Montebello for his creation. In 1871, Louis-Joseph would pass on, leaving his estate to his eldest son, Amédée Papineau, who from 1871 to 1903 would issue a number of modernizations and alterations across the property, which included the raising of the library tower, the addition of a smoking room, and the installation of running water. Following Amédée's passing in 1903 and his son's subsequent death in 1904, his wife Caroline Pitkin Rogers would continue to reside on site with their 4 sons. However, sadly, unable to meet overheads, the Papineaus would have to resort to selling their cherished family home in 1929. From 1929 to 1930, new owners would make a slew of alterations to the expanse, including the transforming of most of the upstairs bedrooms into one large ballroom, and an overhaul of the former servants' quarters for the creation of a faux Elizabethan tavern. By 1933, the former abode had fully evolved into a Seigneurie Club Community Association Limited. Later, in 1970, Canadian Pacific would purchase the complex and would re-establish it as a prominent lodging recognized as Chateau Montebello. In 1986, the property was recognized as a National Historic Site of Canada, and in 1993, Parks Canada would take over operations, once again overhauling the premises and reopening it to the public as the Manoir Papineau National Historic Site. This ever-popular haunt remains open into the present, offering a full family museum, a gardener's cottage, a tea house, a granary and funeral chapel, and much, much more across its beautifully landscaped grounds. Chillingly and rather classically, the whole of this weathered estate is rumored to harbor the spirits of the many tied to its bounds and lives since past, including the souls of the Papineau family, 6 generations of whom are actually interred right in the family cemetery near the chapel. Incidentally, both staff and visitors to the manoir have reported doors that open and close on their own, lights that flick on and off spontaneously, and objects spied moving around inexplicably or even floating in midair. Several informal investigations of the site have yielded high EMF levels, chilling EVPs, and strange malfunctions in equipment, including abnormal battery death rates, while others have described run-ins with a range of full-bodied apparitions in clothing spanning the many eras, some of whom wander the outbuildings, performing tasks as if they believed they're still alive. Disembodied voices and footsteps are often detected from vacant rooms, unseasonably chilly patches are felt in adverse weather conditions, and spooklights and odd misty manifestations have been spied drifting through the halls. Additionally, some tell of phantom glows and ghostly faces observed through windows or in mirrors after dark, of eerie, shadowy figures that stalk the living across the property at great lengths, and several reports entail the unnerving feelings of being watched, of being followed, or even of being touched or grabbed at by a presence unseen. One final legend tells of run-ins with possibly the most famous and commonly encountered entity on site, that of a small spectral blonde woman who it's believed is the lingering soul of Azilda Papineau, who was actually Louis Joseph's daughter. In life, Azilda was born with genes resulting in growth restrictions. She never married and lived out the entirety of her existence in Montebello. Many believe Azilda desired more in life, resulting in her spirit's unrest, though no one can be exactly certain, as whenever any approach her ghost or attempt communication, she always promptly fades away. Thanks for joining us for this paranormal pit stop. If you enjoyed hearing our histories and ghost stories, subscribe to our channel, like this upload, and share us with anyone you feel could use a good scare. Pleasant dreams.